Hey everybody, Dan Anderson here, the Kingdom Way Ministries, with today's Monday mission post to incite and outfit your kingdom leadership. So there's nothing like December that can create a lot of stress, am I right? As you're thinking about planning for the next year in your business, your ministry, your nonprofit organization, as you think about planning for gatherings or for travel over the holidays, just so much to do and so many parties to attend and so on. So I thought it'd be great to talk about how do we mitigate and navigate through stress so that we're not derailed from the mission that God has for us, even those things that He still wants us to accomplish before the end of this year to set us up for even better 2023. And so we've been looking at this acrostic spelled out stress. We've looked at the S, we've looked at the T, we've looked at the R, and today I'd like to look at the E with you and consider this idea of expectations. How do you mitigate and navigate through stress or erase it altogether as it relates to expectations? Here's a couple thoughts. As I've thought about the Christmas story, in my upbringing, I had an alcoholic father, and most of our family gatherings were just not that full of joy, and there was a lot of anxiety around that. I didn't know how my dad was gonna show up, and sometimes when it comes to gathering with family and friends around the holidays or travel, we have these high expectations, and even a picture of perfection of what the ideal Christmas should look like. My friends, there's no ideal Christmas. And if we just get that in our head, not lose goals and aspirations and expectations, but not have phantom ones either, it will reduce our stress this Christmas. And so here's my thought is related to the Christmas story. Mary and Joseph and the whole Christmas scene was far from the grandiose peace on earth, goodwill to men expectations we have of celebrating the Christmas season. I mean, think about it. A consensus is taken. She's about to give birth. They have to travel for miles and miles and days, and then they can't find a place that's comfortable to give delivery, and it's just like stress upon stress, and it was messy. But in the middle of all that, the Messiah was coming. And He was bringing good news of tremendous change, a hope for the world, and a peace that we can have internally. And my question is today, do you know the Messiah? And regardless of what happens this Christmas season, can we take joy in the simple fact that we know the Messiah? We have hope, not just of eternal life in the future, but here, right now, through all the purpose or all the pains that we experience and all the challenges of finishing goals this year at the end of the year and so forth. Can we do that? And here's another idea, just really practical business thing. I've been coaching with one gentleman where I think he's got some expectations. And if you're watching this, man, thank you for letting me share your story. And we all have these things where our internal expectations don't match the external communications. And here's what I mean. Sometimes we get frustrated with people that we're leading because they're not achieving a certain expectation, but we've never really voiced it. Or sometimes, in the case with this one individual I'm talking about, is created a great culture of getting your work done, but then sometimes there's an internal frustration of, well, I'd like to have them be there at 8:30 or 9 in the morning, and they're not, and it creates a stress. So sometimes we have to look at ourselves of not only judging our own expectations, but also those that we lead. What are the expectations that we have for them? Are they real or based in reality? Or they're grandiose? And are we really expressing what those expectations are and then holding people to it? And when we don't, it creates a lot of stress. So as you enter this Christmas season, will you think about how that you can not spell out your expectations, desires for what you'd like this Christmas to be, but still do that is what I'm saying. but realize that sometimes your life is just messy, and we can worship the Christ of Christmas even when things are messy. And that mitigates stress. And then being clear about expectations of what you want to accomplish before the end of this year as you start in the next year. Whatever those internal ones are, make sure they're matched to your external expectations. That'll mitigate and reduce stress in your life and all those that you lead. I hope this has been helpful. I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts below. Don't forget to seek to make Him famous as you make your work and your ministry one. And Lord bless you. We appreciate you, and we are with you and for you. Take care. Have an amazing day.